See if I get some more light in here. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome everyone who's just coming in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, it is cold outside. It is cold. Man, it's cold outside, I tell you. But I'm warm in my truck, okay? Warm in my truck. What's up, big dog Philly? Tony. I know you guys haven't seen me in a minute, but you know, man, so much caught up in work and so much caught up in life and a lot of TikTok and stuff like that. So I you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What I was calling to talk. Not calling. What I came on to talk about is the year of exposing, and I tell you, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of stuff that's happening, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it tonight. I think it's a great time to talk about it. It's cold, you know what I'm saying? Cold night in Texas for me to just talk, you know, and I'm trying to stay safe. I had to get off the road, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I tell you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm once again, big dog Philly, I'm definitely proud of you, dog, and your content and so much you bring to the table when it comes down to information, bro. It's just all absolutely. I just got so much great things to say about you, brother. Tony, man, you're one of my favorites, you know. Egyptian goddess in the house. Egyptian goddess in the house. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if you guys see what's going on, okay? I don't know if you guys see, and I'm gonna try to go to the back so you guys can see my face. It's a little bit more because it's kind of dark in the back. I mean, in the front. So I think this is better. I'm in my truck, comfort zone in my truck, but it's I'm chilling. Peace, everybody coming in the chat, so you guys get to see me just a little clear because I'm, like I said, I couldn't see. People could barely see me when I'm way back there. Okay, so okay, let's see if I can get some more light. Okay, that's the okay. What I was coming to talk about, and 2024. It's weird. It's a weird year. And I'm trying to figure out what's behind this year. What's been behind all of the exposing. And I thought about it. I said, man, okay, there are going to be so many people that you loved that is going to get exposed. So many great people that you, a form of worship. Because I tell people all the time, you can't worship people. People is going to fail you, okay? People will fail you, okay? And I want people to understand, so you don't use people as a form of worship, because people will fail you, okay? That's what people do, okay? People will fail you. You can't put your hopes into a man, because man will always disappoint you. And I want people to understand that. And you can have we all got our favorites, but nobody's perfect. We all got our favorites, but nobody's perfect. We got to look at people, women and men, and we got to see them as they are. Women and men, woman and man. That's just what it is. Okay? So there's a lot going on, and been listening to Cat Williams for a very long time. Been listening to the brother for a long time. But Cat got a lot of hurt behind him, but he has a lot of hurt behind him from the industry. There's a lot of hurt. Okay, there's a lot of hurt, and there's a lot of righteousness behind him. There's a lot of hurt, and there's a lot of righteousness behind him. And I want people to understand this, because truthfully, they did Bernie Mac wrong. They did Bernie Mac wrong. You been knew what Steve Harvey was. Everybody knew Steve Harvey. Anytime he makes a movie talking about think like a man, telling women to think like a man, his agendas, and we talked about this all for a long time ago. These guys, Monique was exposing him. Shout out to Rodney. Monique was exposing him. Shout out to Brines. Monique was exposing him. Monique been telling about the industry. She's been telling everybody that those people who you always hear, they always calling somebody crazy. When you talk about Orlando Brown and Kanye West, the people that you dimmed as being crazy are the people who are the deal makers in the world. They are the ones who are going to expose you the most. The ones who you think that's crazy. Okay, and I want people to understand that. Because Orlando Brown understood what happened in the industry. The industry is the devil. That's the devil. That's the demonic entity. The industry is the devil. That's what it is. Okay? Now we don't believe, I'm not this big religious person. But it doesn't have to be a sky daddy, and it doesn't have to be somebody at the bottom of the ground for you to figure out what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not talking about the sky daddy in the air. I'm not talking about the evil demon in the bottom. Demonic entities is around all of us. Okay? And they are trying to groom people. And they groom people sexually and mentally. Sexually and mentally. Okay? And there's a lot of cults out here. There's a lot of cults that are out here. And this is why we have to always be mindful with our children. We talk about building tribes. How are we going to build tribes when the children are so vulnerable? How are we going to build tribes when they don't know who they are in this land? Because they are so they're being I like to say hunt down by these pedophiles. They're being hunted. And we got to think about these things. Everything that they're doing, they're exposing the sexual acts that are going on in Hollywood. They're exposing all of the ill will demonic entities that is going on in Hollywood. And these are the people that they're going to dim crazy. They're going to call these people crazy when they're not crazy. And some people will call me crazy. When you're splitting off, the truth is, see, you're not meant to be understand and understood. You're not meant to be understand and understood. That's not for everybody to believe. Everybody's not going to love you. Everybody's not going to understand what you're trying to present to them and teach them. Because your information is not for everybody. It's not for everybody to understand. And there are going to be people who question you in everything, in every part of life. And let me tell you something. You can make all the money in the world. All of that money that they're giving to you, it can mess with you in your head. And sometimes we live within things that we need. Things that materialistic things that we worship. We worship materialistic things, and we think that that makes us better than other people because we have things that other people don't have. And I was listening to Cat Williams, and Cat Williams had a story. And if you listen to him, he has a lot of hurt behind him. Okay? He has a lot of hurt behind him. And he was talking about a homeless man that was trying to um, trying to mess with him as a young man. He talked about him running in the streets very early, being in the streets very early before his time. He had money on him. He had more money than his daddy and his family at an early age. We talk about this all the time. Your children are not supposed to take care of you in their young lives. You're supposed to take care of your children. And when you listen to Orlando Brown has had a lot of things that has happened to him. When you listen to Kanye West, he has had a lot of things that has happened to him. But they all speak the truth. They all got a truth. And these are the people that you dim as crazy. They're not crazy. They are not crazy. And we really got to understand this. Okay? We really got to understand this. We all got different truths. We all got different truths. You know what I'm saying? And I want you guys to understand that everybody is not going to understand your movements. They're not going to understand what you're talking. People look at me on social media and some people think I lost it. Some people think that I done lost my mind. When we talk this Indian content, if the person never heard it, never seen it, they think that because when you're lost and you've been told that you're not, hey, best shot, thank you so much, Royalty and Egyptian Goddess. Thank you so much, thank you guys. Thank you, Egyptian Goddess. Thank you so much. And I want people to understand that this life that we live, we can't go around and expect everybody to understand our truth. Because some people are so gone. They have taken everything from us. They have taken everything from us. We see, what they don't understand is their ancestors run through us. And you wondering why we got our swag, the way we do our swag, the way we are, the way we dance, the way we sing, the way we do things. You can take everything away from us. You can strip the language. You can strip everything away from us. But we know we are the Indians. And you can't take that away. We live within our culture. We live our culture. I go around city to city and I watch the way our brothers and sisters act. And we just have a certain demeanor about ourselves here in America. We have a certain swag about each other here in America. And I want people to understand, we are not like anybody else. There's something different about us than anybody else. I want people to understand this. So the people who are calling us crazy have no idea about who they are. Let me tell you something. Africans don't know who they are. There's Africans who truly don't know who they are. They've been colonized as well. There's no such thing as Africa. There's no such thing as the word Africa. Africa was not even named Africa. There's no such thing as Africa. Africa is a continent. And when we sit there and we don't understand, there's no such thing as America. There's no such thing as America. When you realize and you wake up one day and you realize that we all been food, all of us, including these so-called Africans, every nation, Caribbean islands, you're watching Dominicans who can't stand their skin. They can't stand, they'll tell their daughters to not let their children have a black baby doll. They would rather them to have a white baby doll. You got so many Caribbean countries that can't stand their own skin. We got so many brothers and sisters right here in this land who can't even stand their own skin. We got dark brothers who can't stand their own skin, who would rather be light-skinned, who would rather be almost close to white. And let me tell you something. Most of the brothers who don't date dark-skinned women has issues with dark skin. Most of them are more attracted to lighter women, almost white women, because it comes from an effect. Y'all gotta understand these things. Some of them don't have, it starts with the mother. And there's a lot of brothers who don't like their mothers. There's a lot of brothers who cannot stand their mothers, and they don't want to date. See, do we ever talk about these things? Do we talk about how many young men who don't like their mama because their mama was trying to treat them like they was their man? Do we ever talk about these things? I want people to understand this. There's a lot of brothers who've been through a lot with their own mothers. Where the mama think that they're using their sons, like the sons is the boyfriend. Using their sons like the son is their boyfriend. You cannot use your son as your man. Your son is never going to be your man. Your son was not born to be your man. And we got a lot of women who put a lot of pressure onto these young boys. And some young ladies don't realize the pain that they give to boys. You're just like your daddy. You're just like your daddy. You're going to be just like your daddy. And the boy might not be nothing like his daddy. The boy might be more like his mama. And we see these things. And these young boys grow up not liking their own mama. I want people to understand this. And when I talk about dark skin, when it comes down to melanated people in America, if you see my brother is he's like chocolate and I'm like vanilla. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We got a mixture of us in our family. We got the dark skin, the light skin. But in some people's families, there are races even in dark skinned families. Some like the light-skinned brother, some like the light cousins, don't like the dark cousins. Some don't like the light cousins, and it's vice versa. And we have racism even in our families. Some of us got racism in our families. Let me tell you something. I don't understand how you can dislike dark skin. I don't understand this. Dark skin, you don't trust and realize how beautiful you truly are. Why would you want to bleach your skin? Melanoma, people getting melanoma cancer. Why would you want to bleach your skin? Why would you want to look like your oppressor? You are beautiful just the way you are. See, melanated people, we make it all. We make mocha. We make cream, a little creamy. We make all different types of coffee. Our people are unique people. And we should embrace all of us, whether we light-skinned, dark-skinned. We all are the same. Doesn't matter what our skin complexion is. We still melanated beings. And we got and no one of us, and no light skin and no dark skin is beautiful than the light skin. No light skin is beautiful than the dark skin. You got to truly love who you are. Whatever the Most High made you, you got to love who you are. Whatever Mother Nature made you, you got to love who you are and embrace who you are. And when I'm talking about the exposing, you see it all. You see it in the gospel. You see what's happening in these religious institutions. You see T.D. Jakes. You see, it's all of this has been a warning. Running around, the wolves are running around in sheep clothing, and they're getting exposed. In the name of their God, they're getting exposed. And I don't know what it is about 2024 because you've seen it back and forth, back and forth. You're starting to see it, and you're seeing all of these great content creators. Everybody is on high alert. Everybody. 2024 has opened the doors. It ain't just Cat Williams. It's many of them that are out here exposing these demonic beings. And I'm telling you, it's just, you don't put your trust in these people. Don't put your trust in these people. And protect your children. I'm telling you, protect your children. You can't build tribes without the children. And they out here trying to get your children. All of them, they out here trying to get your children. All of these demonic entities out here trying to get your children. You know what I'm saying? And I want you can't trust these religious people. All of these politicians and religious people. Somebody told me to vote for Trump. Trump is going to save us. And I told them, tell Donald Trump and Joe Biden to kiss my ass. Tell Donald Trump and Joe Biden to kiss my ass. I don't have a dog in that fight. Did you know that the Democrat Party was the party of the KKK? The melanated people were conservatives. We were Republicans. We were called the Republic. We were never Democrats. But you see, most of these former Democrats have changed over, and now they're Republicans. I can't trust either party. So you got the Jim Crow to the KKK. You got Jim Crow to KKK. These people are not to govern us. We should not be governed by either of these parties. No, it doesn't matter. We should not be governed by the KKK or the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, the KKK or the Jim Crow. We can't be governed by either one of them. Let me tell you something, man. I just don't get it. Donald Trump ain't saving me. Joe Biden ain't saving me. There's no white man that's going to save me. We need to govern ourselves. We got to start governing ourselves. If you're going to build, we're not spending with ourselves. We're not doing enough spending with each other. We're not supporting each other business-wise. You cannot have power in America when you don't support each other. And I want people to understand this. You cannot have power in America without supporting each other. We will never be on an even playing field until y'all wake up and see that. Corporations, all of these corporations, all of these people, they looking for your dollars. They're waiting on your dollars. They're not waiting on YT people. Do y'all realize America makes more money from us than anybody in America? That's why Black Friday was named Black. Look, Black Friday, it's a coincidental that they waiting on your ass. They're waiting on your ass for the economic boom. And we're just not doing enough to support us. We're not doing enough to support us. And I just don't get it. I don't understand. We don't need nobody but us. and for us to have power. And it's nothing wrong with us supporting us. It's nothing wrong with Europeans supporting them. It's nothing wrong with Native Americans supporting their people, Mexicans supporting their people. The world would be better when everybody supports their own group. You can't compete in the world by not supporting your own people. Palestine people are going to support Palestine people. Israel is going to support Israel people. And we haven't woken up how to support our people. We haven't woken up because we're so busy jealous of one another. We're so busy trying to stop one another because we're afraid that if we support one of each other, that one of our brothers is going to get ahead over one of us. We're worried about man, I ain't going to make that nigga rich. I ain't going to make that Negro rich. And that's what we're worried about. That's what the problem now. We're worried about making other people rich instead of making all of us rich. We can all eat. There's room. Shout out to Mr. C. There's room for all of us to eat. You know what I'm saying, Papa? There's room for all of us to eat. And I'm telling you right now, all of the things that I see through this industry, I see a lot of things. And I'm telling you, you guys are waking up the masses. You guys are waking up the masses. TikTok don't know how to handle us on TikTok. TikTok don't know how to handle us. Shout out to Empress Holbert. Shout out to all Aborigine TV. Shout out to all everybody who's been going over to TikTok and just destroying the information. I mean, they don't know what to do with us. They tired of suspending us. They tired of suspending us. Every time they suspend me, they give me my channel back now. All because they starting to catch on that these people are coming together through hate. They're trying to stop our voices through hate. And we're not the ones doing the hating. We're not the ones that are stepping on other people's feet. They are brainwashing the people. And they don't want us to get out here and give the true message. Let me tell you something. It's not racist. It's not racist to speak the facts. It's not racist when you sitting up there and you want your people to pick their own self by the bootstraps. When you want your own people to stand for themselves. That's not racist. When you're tired of seeing our women and our men out here looking like Pookie and Pooquisha, living in that ratchet mentality. Sexy Red. That BS. Looking at our women like a piece of meat and not understanding how great we really is. There's so much greatness behind us. And we don't even recognize how great we really is. We don't have, our women ain't got to show their ass for people to know their true talents. Our men don't have to be out here. To me, the way we're acting as men. I don't, this new generation of lost souls. I don't understand how weak we become as a man. Because if we see our women fall, it's our responsibilities. Everything that the women fails on, it falls on us. Every time one of our men fall, it falls on our women. We're not better than each other. And we got to stop allowing these social media platforms to make sexes like they enemies. We got to stop doing this shit. And because you just get so tired of them making mockeries out of us. the way they laugh at us, the way they look at us. But the only way we're gonna hurt them is through business, finances, money. That's the only way they'll sit there and take us serious when we start spending money with us. When we stop going to places that don't respect us. We got many women who know how to do nails, who got nail shops. We got many women who can get out there and do that hair. We got to stop supporting people who don't respect us. And there's many of these foreign people who don't respect us. So many of them. You know what I'm saying, Sharon? It just makes me sick how we be begging, how we out here begging for them. How we begging for them, and without us, they not relevant. Without us, they are not relevant. And they out here kicking our women out the stores, accusing our women for stealing. Our men out here treating our men like shit. We ought to get tired of this. When are we going to be well respected within us? And I keep telling people it's okay to buy with us. It's okay to support us. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing racist about loving yourself. You know, Martin Luther King on his birthday, and shout out to my son, because my son's birthday today, my third son. Happy birthday to Martin Luther. Well, this is celebrating Martin Luther King's Day, but this is not as, I think this is his actual birthday, because today is my son's birthday. And I want people to understand this, that yes, Martin could have done it another way. And Martin Luther King said that he wished he wouldn't have led his people into captivity. He wished that he could have done it another way. But I still appreciate Martin Luther King. I still appreciate him, because the civil rights that we have today, but the only thing that I have to say about civil rights, and I sit there and tell you, yes, we get the civil rights, but everybody gets the civil rights. In America, we don't get nothing for just us. Everybody gets something for their people. Don't y'all know that? Everybody gets something for their people. The Jewish people, they get something for their people. Everybody but when we get something, we got to share with other communities. There have never been a bill that's directly towards people of color in America. Melanated American Indians in America. They don't have bills strictly for us. Civil rights movement became the civil rights for the YT women who are working in corporations to this day. They get civil rights from us. Do you understand that them white women used to be in the kitchen? Them white women were just in the bed, the kitchen, cleaning in the house. Now they're working in corporations. Now they're CEOs because of the movements of our people. Everything that we march for, it's for somebody else, damn it. I'm tired of marching. No more marching. Because every time we fight for a right, a bill don't go strictly for us. Them bills were never strictly for us. When we look at it, when I'm telling you, when you examine civil rights, and I talk about this multiple times. You didn't see when our women were getting bit by dogs, when they were spraying us down. Where was the Mexicans? Where was the Nigerian Africans? Where were all of these African countries when we were getting bit by dogs and things were happening to our people? Where were the foreign people? Where were Palestine? Where was Israel? You will never find anybody there with us. You will never see somebody go through the struggle with us. But they want us to love everybody else. But who's loving us? Who's loving us? It's Monique in the house. You got us out here loving everybody, but who's loving us? You got us marching in the streets for everybody. Out here in the streets fighting for everybody, but who's fighting for us? And I talked about this on TikTok. And I can sit here and tell you that when you watch these guys like Philip Scott, you watch these guys like Umar Johnson, you watch these guys, all of these Pan-Africans, you know what they tell you? They tell you about Marcus Garvey. They tell you about these men. But let me tell you something. When Marcus Garvey was brought here by government, he was allowed to come in here. You know, see, all of these are government movements. They bring Marcus Garvey here to tell the blacks that they're Africans. And putting in, they allowed this man to come here and push Pan-Africanism on our people. Our American Indian brothers and sisters, we were out here. We didn't know nothing about no politics. We didn't know nothing about no shit like this. And I'm telling you, Umar Johnson is no different than the Marcus Garveys out here. Telling you that you are fucking African when you ain't never been an African. They always telling you to go back to Africa, and they ain't going back to Africa themselves. Look, I ain't talking about going on no vacation. I seen Philip Scott. He goes to vacation, and he'll go on a little trip because they pay for it, and he ain't bringing his ass there to stay. I ain't never seen Umar Johnson in Africa. How you the Pan-African king, and you ain't even in Africa? How your ass is the Pan-African king when we never see you in Africa? All of the fucking donations you got, you could have took all these Negroes on a trip. We don't need to see your ass in the school. You are a Pan-African. So you should get your troops and bring their ass back to Africa. It's an agenda to keep your ass from here. One of the biggest stories they will tell you to make you believe that you're from somewhere else, to give up your land here so you won't fight. So it won't be easy. So it will be easy for them to claim something that belongs to you. We talked about the Geechees, the Gullah Geechees right there in North Carolina and South Carolina, it was down in South Carolina where this melanated lady, she owned a whole beach. She owned a whole beach, and they trying to take it from her. And she won because the celebrities got behind her, and she kept her land, and I think she passed away. And that's the same thing happened to Bruce Beach in California. Bruce Beach in California, the white man took the land from him, and they ordered to give it. They had to give it back to him, they gave it back to him only for his children to sell a motherfucker. You gotta watch your children. This is why we gotta teach our children some shit. We got our children out here. We work hard for our house. We work hard for our land. When we pass away, some of these children will go out and sell your shit. Go out and give it back to the people that you're trying to keep it from. So you got to train your children that all money ain't good money. Out here, they want you to give up your land. And we're not out here teaching our children. We worked hard to get our acres in the mill. We got all our land, and we got our children selling our shit. Shout out to Stephen Red Clay, the chief, the big chief, Red Clay. And I want people to understand this. You got to teach your children how valuable your land is. You got to teach your children this very young. How valuable. Don't just be selling my shit. I gave you land because, see, and this is what happens. We get so caught up in the dollars, the money, and we don't understand the jewels that we have in this country. We don't understand the jewels that we have right here in this country. This continent, not a country, because America is a continent. From Canada to South America, we are a continent. And we haven't gotten it yet. We out here losing what our grandfathers, our grandmothers have built for us. And we just giving it away. Everything that they have, our grandmothers, grandfathers told you not to sell that land, and you want to sell that land because you want to make some money. He didn't give you that land to sell. We got to start preserving what the ancestors give us, preserving what they give us. We out here giving it up, what our ancestors have given us. It's a treasure. And we don't understand the treasure that we have. One of the things I loved about Morgan Freeman said, they asked me, said, "You're an African American?" He said, "No, I'm not an African." He said, they're beautiful people, but I'm not African. How many times that man got to tell you, I'm not African? We got many people who look at you. They look at you, and they say you're from Africa. They got people who said that I look Puerto Rican, but I ain't come from no Puerto Ricans. We got to really understand the things that we have seen, that these people they done so many things. We talked about from 1492, how could we become Indians? We become slaves, then we become Negroes, then we become black, then Afro-American, then we become mulatto, then we become black, then we become African-American. How do we become all of these different colored people? How did we become so many different names? Why are we the only people with all of these multiple names? When you look at it, you have never heard of any Native American tribes be reclassified. They just Native Americans. And when we read what the Native Americans said, it was a book I was reading, and a Native American lady said, she said, Alaska, I wasn't born in Alaska. Alaska, she said my land, I was born on a land. My land is she said Alaska was born on my land. So what she's saying is Russia. Now we want people to understand this, that the Native Alaskans who were who when they traveled over from Siberia, they came to Alaska. And we do know that Alaska used to be owned by Russia and was purchased by America. So they are correct when they say that they are Native Alaskans, because they are Native Alaskans, because that was owned by Russia. And we don't really understand this stuff. But these people are northern. These people are not from our land. It's easy to write people out as Walter Plecker did back in them days. It's easy to write us out of our own history. It's easy for them to do that by the power of the pen, because we was not reading the English language. We was not reading the English language. So, of course, we couldn't read or write. And we didn't understand what they were doing to our people. They have manipulated us time and time and time, manipulating our people. You don't have to take people from a land from Africa. You can just keep the people already here. You can enslave the people that were the landowners. All of them people who thought that the brothers was running away from their slave masters. You know that story about the brothers being hanged in the tree, and not understanding that the brothers that were hanged in the tree were people who own land patents, who refused to give up their land. There were many people hung in front of you don't just get dressed. You don't get dressed for no slaves. You don't get your family and dressed up their grandmother, their offspring. You don't just get their offspring to stand around in their best outfits, their best dresses, to watch one Negro, just a slave, get set on fire. You don't do that for any Negro. You're doing it to people that you're taking land from, and you're teaching your offspring, because that's what they were doing. They were showing their offspring. And when they were showing their offspring, they was telling their offspring that we can never give them, we can't allow them, we cannot allow them to get their land back. And they would sit there and burn our people in front of their own children. They would hang our children. You don't just do that to any Negro. You don't go in your best outfits to see Negroes burn and Negroes hang. You are taking land. And I told people one time on my TikTok, I said, let me tell you something. All of us are so impressed by kings and queens, but kings and queens have stolen so much from each continent, from each country. The Queen of England didn't get wealthy. She didn't inherit wealth. They stole. How many things that they have stolen? That the Confederate flag was an indigenous flag. The fleur-de-lis was a flower that they branded many of the slaves with this fleur-de-lis. But y'all got to remember, what was this before they branded people with this? It was a flower, and it grows in Louisiana. And the French came down. When the French came down, they stole this. They branded us with this symbol, and they took this back to their land. This didn't come from no friend. See, people, nature. Man don't make nature. Man don't make nature. Man can't defeat nature. I would never stop wearing this because, first of all, if y'all want me to stop wearing this, stop wearing tattoos. Y'all worrying about our people getting branded by slaves. Our people were tattooing their own self. Tattooing came from us. So I'm not worrying about something that came from the ground. People do evil things. People use things for evil. Not the flower. So don't tell me what Tariq Nasheed told you. Don't tell me what the foundational Black America. What the hell is that? What the hell is a foundational Black American? FBA. Let me tell you what, Tariq Nasheed has been debunked multiple times. And now he's running on the wave of the American Indians. Now all of a sudden, he's a foundational. Now, all them years that Tariq Nasheed was saying that he was African, now all of a sudden he's a foundational Black American. All of these people, he knows that he has been debunked. It won't be too long before Umar Johnson start changing, because the money, they're losing so much money because of all of our great content creators. They're losing so much money. The Pan-Africanism movement is falling right before our eyes. Sinetta TV, they're not making the money that they used to make because of all of you guys, because of all of y'all. not just Chief Peanut Nola 504. All of you guys are responsible for the falling of the Pan-African Americans. FBA can kiss my ass. FBA can kiss my ass. That's not us. That don't have nothing to do with us. We out here they out here making up shit. He's the founding father of the FBA. He's an agent. The hell I'm sitting there calling myself an FBA for? We are the Aborigine. We are the American Indian. And because he refused to say that, now he wants to call himself an FBA. And I want all you brothers and sisters to understand, I'm not here to disrespect you if you want to be an FBA. But there have been all of these brothers, I'm telling you, all of these brothers ain't nothing but Pan-Africans. I don't trust no Tariq Nasheed, and I don't trust no Umar Johnson. I don't trust no Brother Polite, even though we ain't worrying about him anymore. All of these guys are agents. All of these guys are working to keep us away from from our real truth. And you notice that in 2023, all of them was getting locked up. All of these cult leaders were getting locked up. Nature Boy, locked up. Polite, locked up. Pan-Africans, they're just getting locked up. And you don't see none of our people getting locked up because our information is undefeated. Our information is undefeated. And I'm just telling you right now, I see what's happening. It's the year 2020, the 2024 is the year of exposing. And I'm telling you, we're gonna keep on. Umar Johnson gonna be next. Umar Johnson gonna be next. All of these Pan-Africans gonna be next. This is the year of exposing. They're gonna be next. And I'm telling you, leading our people in the wrong direction. We ain't no damn Africans. I got a lot of respect for Africans. They got a lot of great Africans. Y'all remember the Kenyan, the light-skinned Kenyan brother. I want y'all to remember this. I had a video that went viral on YouTube. And I remember when it first came out, I was one of the first ones to post it. And it was this light-skinned Kenyan brother. And he said that when the African Americans say that they're not Africans, he said they are correct. They are right. And that man went viral. And I had some numbers off of him. Y'all know YouTube has banned that video. YouTube has taken it off, y'all. All of the Africans who are saying that we are not no Africans, that we are Americans, they are banning it. Go check it out. That video that I had was reaching, it was almost reaching 1 million. And they banned my video. They are even stopping the Africans for telling the truth. Y'all remember the video where the little brother who was saying that he was from Liberia, and he said that that black people are not Africans? His video is gone. They taking it off. I'm letting you know. Shout out to Brightmore. They are removing even the Africans that are speaking the truth. They are removing their content. And I'm telling you, I didn't think YouTube would do it. I had that video for 3 years, and they just took that video down. 3 years I had that video up, and they took it down this year. I'm telling you that all of these apps are working together. They're working together. And the things that we don't see, we don't realize this stuff. It's getting very fucking close to everybody waking up. Anytime Kanye West is going around saying that we're not Africans. Anytime Kanye West all of a sudden, when have y'all ever heard Kanye West speak like this? When have y'all ever seen Kanye West speak like this? Even Kanye West is waking up. And there was many brothers in Hollywood that was waking up. Chris Brown said that he was Indian. There were many brothers. The other little rapper, I can't think of his name. It was so many of them that was coming out saying that they not African. Yeah. And now they want to say he crazy because he said that that they got pyramids in St. Louis. The man said that they got pyramids. Let me tell y'all something. Just because you don't see pyramids doesn't mean the pyramids are not there. The pyramids are I'm telling you, a lot of these pyramids, you are standing on top. Y'all don't realize that there are thousands of pyramids and mounds. You be walking on the motherfuckers. Some of them towns where y'all be in, they got hills. Some of these hills, y'all, you wouldn't even believe this shit. There's mounds that are still here. I was in Louisiana, and I got out the truck, and I was on top of one big ass mound. Just like New Orleans, many places, and I'm telling you, they've been trying to run our ass out. Ain't nothing crazy about us. They're trying to stop us because they know that the truth is finally coming out. They know that, once these people wake up and they start understanding who they are, they're going to stop unaliving themselves. Our people will stop unalive. People tell me, well, what, Peanut, if y'all find the truth, what that's going to do for you right now? You're going to tell me if you don't know who you are and you find out who you are, that doesn't make you feel good about yourself? Many of our brothers still don't know who they are. Wouldn't it be great for our brothers to realize that they are royalty? That many of us are in royalty? You know how much that would do for the brother's self-esteem? You know the purpose that some of these little brothers would have? We are waking up, and I'm telling you, we cannot build tribes without young people. You cannot build a nation without young people. No disrespect to older people, but young people makes the world go around. And if you don't believe it, you better see it, because we won't exist without young people. I talked about, and let me tell you something, Sharon. Let me tell you something, Sister Walker. Let me tell you something. I got a video on YouTube about. There's a video on YouTube that's about 3 years old, and it was the wall. It was a wall with Chicago. In Chicago, I did a video about the Latinos versus the blacks in Chicago. You know that video is still up on YouTube? See, let me tell you something. They don't mind violence. But see, when it comes down to knowledge and truth, they're going to erase knowledge and truth. But if I post a video about war, they're going to keep that shit up. Because they love to see us divided. And some of these Mexicans haven't woken the fuck up theyself. Some of these Mexicans don't realize that they're being used theyself. And they looking at us like we the enemy. And these dumb motherfuckers don't see that they're the enemies to their own self. And that's one of the reasons they've been removing critical race theories in the church. I mean, the school systems. They don't want the children to see the truth. That's why it's very important that people like me, people like everybody else keep teaching. That's why this is very important that we keep our videos going, because our children need to see this shit. And I know that I cuss, but let me tell you something, your children hear way more curse words at home in front of your ass. They hear more curse words in front of your ass. It trips me out when I be hearing people. Oh, you cursing. And I want people to understand this. Yeah, my mama used to cuss all I ever heard was cuss words around my mama. That's why I cuss so much. Because all I used to do is hear my mama. I used to hear my mama. Boy, I miss my mama. Everything that came out of her mouth was a cuss word. Y'all, we be acting like nobody, like cussing, cause y'all been colonized with this religion telling you you're going to hell. Ooh, you curse. Shout out to everybody coming in the chat. Shout out to everybody coming in the chat on a Monday. And y'all be safe out there. Y'all be safe, family, because it is dangerous out there. I just pulled over not too long ago. I'm out here in Texas, and it is dangerous. I done rolled through, and they got so many accidents. I mean, my 18-wheeler was sliding and shit. I had to pull over. So y'all be safe out there. I'm down here in Texas. I was on my way to Wilmer, Texas, back down there by Dallas, and it's bad down here. Y'all be careful in Louisiana. They got snow all up in North Louisiana. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out Big Dog Philly. I know it's snowing out there where you at, brother. I know it's snowing out there in Philly, because it's cutting up all over the place. Y'all be careful out there, family. Make sure y'all careful. But I'm telling y'all, well, it is what it is. We got what we don't understand, and I talk about this all the time. When we talk about exposing, it's a jungle out here. Yeah, it's a jungle out here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm praying for everybody that nobody get hurt. I don't pray to a sky daddy. I'm all about nature. I'm all about the sun. I'm all about the environment. I'm about high energy, the ancestry. God is in you. You are God because God is in you. You are God because God is in you. The energy that is connected to you is God. The energy that runs through your vein that allows you to wake up every day is God. The sun is God. Everything that you encounter has to do with God. Not some sky daddy in the sky that you can see. It's an energy. It's an energy, family. Energy that loves you, that rides in you. You have an energy inside you, okay? And I want people to understand that you can do all things within yourself. And a lot of us don't love ourselves. A lot of us have neglected ourselves. When you neglect your body, you neglect God, because you are God. When you neglect your heart, you neglect your body. When you eat terrible shit, you put a lot of things in your body that shouldn't be in your body. You're neglecting God, because God is within you. We got a lot of unhealthy people. And y'all remember, I want y'all to remember, it was only 2 years ago where I was looking all sucked in and shit. And I want to thank all of y'all. Y'all didn't judge me. I was 253 pounds. I woke up one day and I was 134 pounds, and I was sick, and I was battling diabetes. I've been removed from diabetes. I've been removed from high blood pressure. You can do that through eating good food. We have to get back. Everything that you do, you got to understand. We got to get back to eating properly. We got to get back to loving ourselves. And if your relationship is bad, let me tell y'all something. You can't love a person more than you love yourself. Many of you brothers and sisters expect your wife to love you, expect your husband to love you, but they won't love you until you love you. Once you love you, they will begin to love you. There's many of our brothers and sisters who want attention from another person and don't show your own self attention. Some of us don't even comb our hair no more. Some of us don't even make ourselves up no more. Because we lost ourselves. You don't do things for your wife. You do things for yourself. You don't do things for your husband. You do things for yourself. Because when you do things for yourself, they're going to love you more. Once they see that you take care of you, they're going to love you more. But if you don't love you, they're not going to love you. Your children is not going to love you if you don't love you. We got many of us out here expecting your kids to love you. They don't respect you if you don't respect you. Your children won't respect you if you don't respect you. Your wife won't respect you if you don't respect you. It demands to be respected. You got to demand respect, and the only way is respecting yourself and understanding your own qualities. Because let me tell you something, when you meet people, you can meet a person today or tomorrow, and they go, and you still got you. So we put too much investment in loving other people without loving ourselves. I love my wife. I love my life. I love my children. But I also got to love me. Because I can't love them without loving me. And we neglect ourselves. Many of us, we neglect ourselves for others. I'm not talking about me personally. I'm not talking about you personally. But a lot of us neglect ourselves for others. And not seeing the value of yourself. I couldn't believe that what that young lady said in that she was talking about the gray and the post she was the service workers talking about she can't be with no fireman, she can't be with no ambulance driver, she can't be with no post office man, she can't no garbage truck driver. Let me tell you something. If a man is out there working, if a man is out there doing for your ass, you don't ever put down a man who's out there grinding. You don't ever put down a woman who's grinding. No matter what job they do, they can work at rallies. It don't matter if you're working at rallies. It don't matter as long as they trying. You got some men out here who won't even work, won't even get the fuck out of their house. And we up here talking high value. Shout out to Dice TV. We out here talking about high value, low value. What the fuck is that? High value and low value. Who made that shit up? Who the fuck made up a high value and a low value? Who came up with that shit? Because let me tell you something. People lose themselves. people not for you. I would rather be, see, you're out here looking for some shit. You're out here wanting the person. Though I don't want somebody who everybody else gonna take, who everybody else. If your woman not valuing you, she ain't for you. You out here wanting a woman that belongs to the streets. I don't want a motherfucker who belongs to the streets. I don't want nobody who belongs to the streets. Because there are many women out here who belong to the streets. And they got many men out here who belong to the streets. It don't just go for women. A woman should not want a man who's in the streets. All people are valued. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If your woman treats you right, that's all you. She ain't for everybody. If your man treats you right, he ain't for everybody. It's all in the eyes of the beholder. It's all about who loves you. And a killing part about it, that a young woman, she can be got, and she ain't slick. Yeah, and let me tell you something. It's amazing. It's to me, they are paying some of these women and men on social media, to me, to dog so-called black women and so-called black men. This is an agenda against black men, so-called black men and so-called black women. It's an agenda to bash each other. Because you don't see no white people out here doing that shit. You don't see no Mexican people out here doing that shit. You don't see no Puerto Ricans out here doing that shit, Dominicans, Haitians. You only see our people out here. You don't see they women out here talking shit about their men like we talking about our men and our women. Ain't nobody doing that shit but our people. Because it's programmed in us. It's still a part of Jim Crow. It's programmed inside of us to dislike each other. It's programmed inside of us to bash each other. Tony leaving me? I want people, oh, Brother Wolf in the house. Shout out to Brother Wolf. I want people to understand that. It's programmed for us to be like this. So I want you guys to understand that I'm just vibing, and let me tell you something. I want people to understand, to know that all of these people we've been at war with. We've been at war with Latinos, and I've been at war with all these people. Don't y'all know that these people always, when the Native Americans came to America, the very first war was not against YT people. The very first war was against Native Americans. Native Americans and us been fighting forever. American Indians and Native Americans been fighting through history. Did you know that? Throughout history, Native Americans and American Indians been fighting. Some people didn't know the differences of the two. Go check out the BBC channel. The BBC channel shows that the very first war was between the unknown people that was here before, the unknown people who was here before the so-called Native Americans came here. That's why Native Americans, they never called themselves Indians. They marched against the Cleveland Indians to have that name removed. They marched against the Redskins to have that name removed. They know that they're not the Indians. They know this. We've been fighting these people. We've been fighting the Mexicans. That's like when y'all saw that movie, the Black Panther 2. That Black Panther 2 was telling you the real story. The Black Panther 2 was telling you the real story. Who was our enemies? And that's a fact. Black Panther 2 was telling you who was our enemies. And we have always trust every goddamn body. But you know what it is. But as I close, I want to thank some people right now. Shout out to Big Dog Philly. Make sure if you have not subscribed to Big Dog Philly, please subscribe. Also, make sure y'all subscribe to Tony, everybody, Sharon Walker, Brother Wolf. We got Dice TV. Please subscribe to Dice TV. Dice TV is like a twin of mine. Me and people say we look alike. Shout out to my brother Dice. Enoch. I see Enoch in the house. 407 in the house. We got Egyptian Goddess in the house. Thank you once again, Egyptian Goddess. You the greatest. Thank you, Brother Tony. Shout out to Brother Tony. Brightmore. Please subscribe to Brightmore. We got so many brothers in here and sisters. Let me see. Terrafare. Please subscribe to Terrafare. Terrafare. I hope I didn't got it. Terrafare. Shout out to that brother. Y'all know I be gobbling the name up. House of Kings in the house. If I mess your name up, forgive me. If I mess y'all name up, please forgive me. Brian, shout out to Brian. Subscribe to Brian's Papa TV. Shout out to him. Monique Hill, the Big Chief, Stephen Rakely. Please subscribe to the Big Chief, Stephen Rakely. He had a great video, an awesome video, y'all, that I've been sharing on TikTok with him in the woods. Chief Stephen Rakely has a video out on YouTube where he's out in the woods. He has a lot of land, and he's telling some beautiful stories, y'all. So I brought that to TikTok. Please make sure y'all subscribe. Once again, Egyptian Goddess, Monique Hill, so many other, Curtis in the house, Mr. C in the house, Sharon Walker in the house, Rodney in the house. And if I missed you, hopefully I did not miss anybody. We got Sister Thompson in the house. I see you, Sister Thompson. Suzanne. It's so great to see you guys. And as y'all can see, I'm in the truck. I'm in my truck. It's cold. Cold outside. You know what I'm saying? Man. It's very cold out there. Y'all stay out. Stay out them streets. Stay out them streets, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for the algorithm. For the algorithm. I need the likes to go up, y'all, for the algorithm, because I be getting shadow banned here on YouTube. So if y'all can hit that like button, also share the video, you know what I'm saying? It'll be more appreciative. Remember to follow me on TikTok. I spend a lot of time on TikTok. Remember to follow me. Shout out to everybody. Remember on TikTok, I had lost my 20K following on TikTok, and I started a new channel on TikTok, and I just reached over 10K. Over 10K. Thank you to all my TikTokers out there who have gotten me back over 10K. Shout out to y'all. Remember, I got another channel, second channel on TikTok that is also growing. That one hit over 2K. Okay, so shout out to everybody on TikTok for supporting. Remember, I'm on Instagram. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, so shout out to all you guys. I will be getting back to panels and opening up panels because, like I said, I think we need to get back talking on a panel. Shout out to Tony. I'll be seeing you on TikTok too. Shout out to all of you guys. Much love. Peace.